What's going on, y'all? We are out here today on the Peer Pressure, owned and operated by Fish River Outfitters. Owner right here, Mr. Robbie Kibble, Captain Brandon Thompson. We do have CKW Outdoors as well as Hookcraft over here joining us today. And we are going to be making a push about 100 miles south to the Ram Powell oil rig, where we're going to be out there fishing for blackfin, yellowfin tuna, amongst other things. And as soon as day breaks, we're going to push out. We're going to be doing some slow pitch jigging, looking for some exotic species. One more thing, it is supposed to be 22 degrees this morning, and we're going to be running this boat 40 miles an hour out to the spot. So it is absolutely going to be cold. With that being said, we'll see y'all out there. Welcome to Tuna Town. We are out here at the Ram Powell oil rig, about 90 miles south out of Gulf Shores, give or take 10 miles. But yeah, we're going to start off jigging if I can get my balance today, and we're going to drop down. The intention is to pick up some blackfin and yellowfin tuna. Let's see if we can find them. All right, so I'm sending a 340 gram jig down, and probably gonna let it get down about 500 feet or so. Oh, I just got hit. I got hit on the drop. We're on.
Oh, look at it. Oh, we're already on.
Ah!
I didn't even get through an intro and he was already getting hit.
Dude, I dropped it. Oh, he just snatched it again.
All right, let me get a rod.
I mean, on the drop, he smoked it. That was quick, y'all. This is the jig that I'm using right here, and I'm just kind of throwing it up here in the light, letting that glow get activated real good, and we'll send it back down. There he is. Fish on.
Find him?
Yep. That's a big one, boys.
Good, buddy.
Feeling like it could be a blackfin tuna here. Maybe a smaller yellowfin. Here he is. Blackfin. Well, there is indeed tuna in Tuna Town. First fish of the night is the old blackfin tuna. That's where we're out here targeting. Hopefully we can find some yellowfin. This guy right here is going to be delicious. We'll go ahead and throw him in the ice box, drop a jig back down, do it again. Go ahead and charge this jig back up. Now, this is the JYG striker jig. Like I said, 340 grams, got some good glow going to it. And when we send it down, more than likely, they're gonna snag it down on the drop. I'll get slack in my line and there'll be a fish on. Oh, he's on. And we got another one. Yep, there he goes. All right. Yeah, that one might be bigger than the last one. Crazy the amount of strength. Yeah, that is bigger than the last one. Amount of strength these fish have in their runs. Nice little football of a tuna right there.
Fish. Thanks, bud. You're welcome.
Too easy, y'all. Been out here maybe 5 minutes. This is my second one. A couple other guys have landed them as well. It is on fire right now. Taking my fish off, and Chris is hooked up to something that's Looks like it's a little bit bigger. He got it, he got it. Boom!
Yo.
So when we first started out, it was like 28 degrees right now. And it's 4:30 in the morning, fighting these fish. I'm coming out of some layers right now. I might put them back on, but it's getting hot. Well, we stayed on this tuna bite all the way until the sun came up. We decided to leave the rig, go ahead and start trolling out to some deep water ledges in around 1,500 foot of water, where we started deep dropping for some exotics. We have left the tuna grounds, got a boat full of blackfin tuna. I didn't show y'all all of those catches because, well, it's pretty much the same stuff. But we are right now in 1,500 foot of water, and we got a nice hump. We're gonna be dropping in depths that I have never dropped in before, so not really sure what we're gonna pick up, but we're gonna be dropping some squid down, see what we get. All right, so 1,500 foot of water, show y'all the setup. We are running a Daiwa Tanacom 1000, and we're just pretty much running something very similar to like a chicken rig. We got a 3-pound weight, and we're just running squid, and we're gonna go ahead, drop that down, see what we can bring up. So it does take a minute for this to get down, probably about 3 or 4 minutes to hit all the way on bottom. All right, we are approaching the bottom right now. Oh,
Yep, you're on there.
getting a little love. We're gonna wait just a second, maybe we get 1 or 2 of them on there. Yep, and there he is. All right. We just picked up this black belly rosefish. First time ever catching this fish, first time ever fishing this deep. And that is a beautiful, beautiful fish. My buddy Brockmeyer did inform me that this is a legal fish. We're able to keep it, and they taste pretty good. So we're gonna be taking this guy to the house. All right, checking our rig real quick. Still got all of our squid. We're gonna toss that back over, send it back down. Well, James just hooked 2 of these rose bellies.
Beautiful fish.
A lot of those fish sitting right here on this hump, but we are gonna go ahead and make a move. We're itching to do some slow pitching. That rhymed, itching to do some slow pitching. Anyways, we're
Poets.
yeah, we're gonna, Brandon, the captain up top, has found a spot that's about 8 miles from here in about 600 foot of water. We're gonna be dropping down there. All right, we just got to our new spot. We're gonna be dropping a Johnny Jigs 400 gram all glow. Send this guy down to the bottom. We're about 500 foot of water right now. Okay, fish on. All right, y'all. We have got a yellowtail sea bass.
Look at that pretty
Look
thing.
at that one, and that is a solid one right there. Grouper, baby. Brandon's flipping in a snowy grouper over there. I think we found some good natural bottom. Who found these fish? You found these fish?
Who got this fish?
Yeah, James done got 2 snowies right there. You doubled up on them?
Doubled up on snowies.
Wow.
Wow.
So Brandon got a snowy, I dropped down, got a yellowtail sea bass. You got 2 snowies. I'd say we're on a solid spot here, fellas.
Absolutely.
My goodness.
Go.
I think Robbie got
this spot here.
Yeah, Robbie did find this spot for us, y'all. Well, this Johnny Jig all glow 400 gram is what that fella ate. We're gonna send it back down. We're apparently on a really good stretch of natural bottom. You got a porgy, man.
A porgy?
Yeah, those are great eating too. All right. Yep, we're on. On the jig.
What have you done? Found one.
And we pull them up. Oh, they're great. Oh, was that a beeliner? We got our first beeliner of the day. And we're gonna send her back down. Oh, did we hook up? We did. And engage. Feel like it may be a vermilion though. I don't know. Ah, foul hook vermilion. Well, that'll do it. All right, vermilion snapper are tasty and all, but we are after the grouper today. A couple of these other guys have landed some snowy grouper. The grouper have eluded me, so we're after one. And I want to get one on the jig. I think all the grouper have been caught on squid today. Has anybody caught a grouper on a jig?
No.
It's all been on squid, so I'm gonna get one on a jig today. Yeah, buddy. Juicy little old beeliner. There he is. That's a biggin', I think.
Get him, get him, get him.
I got him up in the water column. There we go. That might be an Almaco. I tried jigging on bottom and just wasn't getting any bites, so I worked it up through the water column. And something come up and snagged it about 100 foot off the bottom. That is not
What you got up there?
a bonita. Is that a Almaco? Come here. Gaff me. Yeah, that's a good tasting fish. Oh, what was that?
I don't know.
Did you miss?
I did miss. It's a rare occasion that happened. Damn, boy. It's 3 times.
So this is Brandon Thompson with Peer Pressure Fish River Outfitters. All right. Well, we got them.
Turn, baby.
Well, we did change out to a 340 gram jig. We're just a little bit shallower now. And this is our first Almaco of the day. These are excellent tasting fish, and there is no season on them, so this guy gets to go home with us today. Awesome little catch here. Earlier on today, the jig bite was pretty dead. The guys that were using squid were pulling up big, I say big snowy grouper, some very decent sized snowy grouper. I'll show y'all that at the end. We're gonna lay all the fish out. Brandon here caught a couple of studs while I was dealing with an absolute catastrophe. Talk about that later. But I do want to show y'all kind of what we're hitting right here. So you see all this natural bottom right here, and we're just working the ledge side of this natural bottom, working through. We did start off earlier in deeper water. We're now in the 350 foot range, so we're kind of more into like beeliner, amberjack, Almaco jack. There's a possibility for some scamp grouper, stuff like that, red snapper. But yeah, we kind of left that deeper territory where the yellow edge and snowies would be. We didn't land a snowy today. I feel like if I would have been a little less stubborn and put on some squid, I probably would have got one, but I wanted to get it on the jig. It didn't happen. Just means we gotta come back out here and try it again. But we're not done. We're gonna hit a couple more spots along the way. So this jig right here is a JYG striker jig, 340 gram. I do want to talk to y'all a little bit about the setup that I'm using, and mainly this Dominion E-rod. I'm able to use this electric setup. We fished everything from like 1,500 foot of water all the way up to 340 now. I don't really have to use an electric setup in 340 foot of water, but certainly anything over 400 or 500 foot is just extremely exhausting if you're not running an electric setup. But as you notice here, the battery in this rod is actually in the butt right here. Got my power supply. I've been using this thing all day. I still have plenty of juice on it. There is an indicator on here that goes blue, yellow, red, and I'm still in the blue, so I could probably get by with this for several more hours. And we've been pretty much dropping ever since about 6 o'clock this morning. So awesome little setup right there. If you do like jigging, slow pitch jigging, or offshore fishing, I highly recommend picking up the Dominion E-rod. Well, we really didn't catch any more significant fish after this point. Couple of beeliners, some red snapper, more almacos, but ultimately around 3 o'clock, we decided to make our push back in. We had about a 2.5 hour ride back into Gulf Shores, but once we get to port, I'm gonna lay out all the fish and show y'all what we caught. All right, y'all, we are back at the ramp right now, getting ready to clean fish. We probably got about 3 hours of fish cleaning to do. We're gonna start right down here. So we got a golden tile fish, we got a white porgy, red snapper, yellowtail sea bass, and that is an absolute stud of one. 2 almaco, a pile. Who kept the beeliners?
It was me, man.
We got a bunch of beeliners to clean. We got some black belly rose fish right here. Never had those before. A ton of blackfin tuna, some bearded brotulas, and some snowy groupers. That is a doggone spread. Now, I'm not gonna show y'all cleaning them because that's gonna take us a really long time. We're gonna put our sword fillet knives to work. I'll see y'all back at the house in the kitchen where we'll finish up with a catch and cook. All right, so we are in the kitchen right now getting ready to whip up our fish. I'm gonna do something a little bit different this time. And basically, we have all of our fish fillets that we're going to be cooking today laid out right here. We do have the snowy grouper. We got the long-tail sea bass. We've been calling this a yellowtail sea bass. I looked it up. It's actually a long-tail sea bass. And this guy right here, which we have never had before, that is the black belly rosefish. And we got some fettuccine, some lemon, parsley, garlic, Kerrygold butter, Drago's butter garlic charbroil sauce, and then we got a couple of nice Compass Point blend seasonings with some whipping cream. Those are the ingredients. We do have some water boiling right here. We're gonna go ahead and dump some fettuccine noodles in there and get to going with this. All right, first things first, let's go ahead and dump our noodles in our boiling water. Now I did season this with salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder. I am making a mess. As well as put a little bit of oil in that water. Always got to season your pasta water, so we'll get that in there nice and good. So the reason we went with 3 different fillets, I really just want to see which one I like the most. I do know that one of my favorite bottom fish is the snowy grouper right here. I have had long-tail sea bass before, and I think they taste very close to crappie. If you could put a crappie in salt water, I think that's exactly what that tastes like. But I've never had this guy, and we're just gonna cook them all the same way, pretty much using the Compass blend all-purpose coastal seasoning, and we're just gonna lay that down on both sides. Put a nice little amount on there. All right, so we got our fish nice and seasoned right there. Got a cast iron skillet getting hot right now. We're about to go ahead, drop us a little bit of butter in there. Let's lay our fish down. All right, we'll just let that go until we see the color rising up through it. Once we get good color, we'll do a flip and it'll all come together real easy. So our noodles are done right here. We're just gonna pull them off and we're gonna get that liquid off of them. We're not through with these yet though. Drained all the water off the noodles. We're gonna transfer them back over into a pot. And then we're gonna use that Kerrygold butter. And we're gonna put a decent amount down there on the noodles. Melt that butter into the noodles. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of lemon juice as well, not a whole lot, just so we know it's there. And then we're gonna tap it with a little bit of parsley, and then we'll just mix that up and our noodles will be ready. So we got good color coming up through that snowy grouper, and it's not sticking, so I know that it's done. Try to get a nice, easy flip on this guy. Oh yeah, That looks so killer right there. And see if we can't do the same thing with that long-tail sea bass. Let go. Oh, it's sliding off the spatula. I don't worry too much with my fish. If it falls apart, it's gonna be all right. There we go. Get it laid back down right there. And then our rose fish. Oh yeah, that is smelling killer. All right, so we did the flip right there. A couple things I want to do right here. One, a little bit of that lemon juice. Get it going down on all the fillets. I never put my lemon juice down first because lemon juice will stick in the bottom of the pan. So whenever I flip, that's typically when I put my lemon juice on, or you can just save it to the end. Here is where the Dragos comes in. I'm gonna put a little bit of this over the top of this fish and a little bit around it in the bottom of the pan, and that stuff is gonna melt down and it is just gonna be absolutely killer. Well, the fish is definitely past the flake test. We're gonna try to plate this up real quick. I'll tell you what, we'll just do it in sections like that, make it a little bit easier on us. There we go, that's our snowy. Next to come off is the long-tailed sea bass, which is definitely a grainier fillet. And we got our rose fish. So all of our fishes come off right here. Put that set aside. Down in our pan, we got all of our bits and stuff from our fish. We just want to leave that there, and we're gonna go ahead and go in with an entire pint of heavy whipping cream. Now, if you got some white wine laying around, I would put a splash of that in there just to help deglaze that pan, lift all that flavor up off the bottom. I forgot to get some at the store, but it's really not gonna hurt it at all. It does add a little bit of that kind of tangy flavor profile to it, which I do like, but it's still good without that white wine. So go ahead and bring our heat back to it, and we'll get this up to temperature, get a little boil going out of it. Heavy whipping cream has come to a nice little rolling boil. We're gonna hit a little bit of garlic in there. If you got some fresh garlic and you wanna use that, by all means use it, but I don't find a major difference in this. We do wanna put about a tablespoon and a half in there and get that running around. Let that garlic infuse into that heavy whipping cream. We're also gonna hit it with a little bit of Cajun seasoning here. Compass Point blends, coming through with some excellent stuff out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Love that stuff right there. And get that kind of stirred in a little bit. And while we got it there, that other half of that lemon, squeeze that juice. Easy stuff right here. All right, and we're just gonna let this go for a few more minutes, top in some parsley, and we're ready to eat. Everything's pretty much finished now. We got our plate of noodles, and what I'm gonna do is first lay down a bit of sauce on top of the noodles. Now I'm gonna take my tongs right here, and what I'm gonna do is take just a little bit of each fish. I'm gonna lay it on the top, just like that. Oh my God, that's gonna be hard to beat that snowy. I mean, just at face value, looking at it, the yellowtail or the longtail is the least of the quality and firmness, and I like a really firm fillet. If you look right there, that snowy grouper, man, it looks nice, flaky, buttery, and the same with that rose fish. And just like that, everything is done. We're just about ready to eat, but I have had a special request from Mr. Lee Howell for quite some time. He keeps asking me to do a bourbon pairing with my catch and cooks, and I feel like after a long day on the water, cooking up this fish, this is probably the perfect video for that. So we're gonna be going down with some 2024 special release Yellowstone 101 proof. One of my favorite bourbons right here. And yeah, we'll be doing that. All right, so we got our plate of food right here ready to go. I think I'm gonna go in for the snowy first, just because we know that it is a solid fish. And I don't want it to be like the last thing that I taste. I feel like I might be biased towards it, so we're gonna do this first. You can't beat that. That's gotta be my favorite fish of all time. I mean, it is so solid. That is so good. All right, next up, we got the long-tail sea bass. A little bit grainier of a fillet, not as firm. Go in for it. It's not bad. The texture to me is not there, especially in comparison to the to a grouper, like a snowy grouper or jag. But it's still a good fish. It's definitely worthy of taking to the house. I think something like that, I think I would prefer that to be fried over anything else, just because of the texture. But definitely a good tasting fish. If you like crappie, you will love long-tail sea bass. All right, now we got to go in for the one we've never had. Pompano Brockmeyer told me that this was an absolute delicious fish. When we caught it, I didn't know what it was. And the boat that we were on had Starlink, so I was able to message Brock. And I was like, hey, give me a fish ID on this. And he was like, dude, that is a stud black belly rosefish. And he said they're amazing to eat. So let's go ahead and test it, see what it tastes like. Superb. A lot firmer than the long-tail sea bass. The firmness is definitely there. Very buttery, very flaky. As y'all can see, just kind of look at the flakiness of that fillet right there. Get some noodles in on this bite. Yeah. Nowhere near as good as the snowy grouper. Snowy grouper takes it. Like, look, I mean, you cannot beat that. But if you're going to go offshore, you can get in a pile of these fish, which the guys that were dropping down squids picked up a bunch of these guys, which I caught mine on squid too. But while we were there, I was wasting a lot of time trying to catch them on a jig. And I think we ended up landing like 8 of these fish in a matter of 20, 30 minutes. So they were definitely down there in schools. That is solid. All right, now moving on to the bourbon to wash everything down right here. That's good. I'm not one of those bourbon drinkers that's going to sit here and tell you that I taste all the little notes in it, this, that, and other. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. This is more on the sweeter end of things. You know, I guess the caramels and the chocolates and stuff, right? Whatever. But Yellowstone 101, 101 proof, 2024 release. If y'all can find this bottle anywhere, it is a solid, solid pour. Goes excellent with this fish. And yeah, that is pretty much today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all did, hit that like button. Comment with any questions. Subscribe if y'all haven't already. We'll see y'all in the next one.